internet as a fuel and your smart gadgets as a vehicle, we all are here on the 11th day of DSA Carnival. Good evening everyone. I am Sarika Purohit, IIST first year student, and for today's session I will be your host. I got an opportunity to introduce today's speaker, and it is my pleasure to welcome you all the participants today for 11th day of DSA Carnival. I welcome our today's eminent speaker, Nishant Chahar sir, who is incoming SDE at Microsoft, winner of SIS 2020, former of SDE intern at Samsung, more than 24 followers on YouTube channel, senior at NSIT. And today, sir is here to share different walks of their life and for sharing their knowledge and vast experience with the student community. So the topic going to be covered for today's session is binary search. Binary search tree. And after the session, there will be a small quiz on today's based on today's session. So let's begin. Over to you, Nishant sir.
Thank you so much, Sarika, for the amazing introduction. So, hi guys, welcome to the live session. Let's wait for like 4 5 minutes. Let other people also join, and then we can start. So, most of the things Sarika have like told already, and तुम में से कुछ लोग might like know me from YouTube. I have around 25,000 subscribers right now, and I am an incoming SG at Microsoft, and I'll be joining next month. I am currently a final year engineering student at NSIT, majoring in computer engineering. And the other things which like Sarika told you guys was SIH, and I was an intern at Samsung Research Institute, Bangalore. So So how many of you are like watching the video right now? Can you like introduce yourself from where you are and from which college you are, in which you are year you are currently? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Third year, third year CSE from Andhra Pradesh. Okay. Hello Keshav. ADGITM first year IT. Hi. Bits third year. Hi bro. Good evening, second year. Good evening, good evening. Ayush from Bits third year. Keshav Gaur, second year from IT. Hello. Hi, 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 hi. Okay. Let's wait for another 2 to 3 minutes. We'll start at 7:05, right? So we will start at 7:05 in like 2 minutes more, and we'll be learning about binary search trees. Can you please start my screen sharing? Yeah, thank you. Is my screen is visible, right? You can just type yes if the screen is visible. Second year CSE from Indore. Yes, I am Gaurav from Bihar. Third year. Hi, IIT Delhi, Nipun Sharma. Third year CSE from GEC, Rajkot. Chalo. It is visible. Great. So as I can see on the channel, yesterday the class was on trees, right? So you guys must know what is a tree, and like what all you can do with a tree. You would be knowing how to like find the height of a tree, what is the diameter of a tree, right? You must be knowing all these things, right? Hi Pradeep. Great. So you guys are familiar with trees. So today we'll be learning about binary search trees. So there are like two major terms in this. One is your binary search and the other one is your trees. Okay. So this type of tree is like mostly why do we need this type of a tree, or like where this binary search tree came from? It came from like binary search. You guys must have learned about sorting and searching algorithms, and Binary search is one of the searching algorithms in which the time taken to search an element is log n, right? It takes log of n time to search any element in a binary search. We just do find the middle and check if that element is in the left or the right, and we discard half of the array, right? And in this way, we get order of log n time complexity, right? So binary search trees, what exactly happens in a binary search tree? You have a root, you have a left subtree, and you have a right subtree, right? So in the left subtree, all the elements are less than the value of the root. If for example, the value of the root is x, then all the elements in the left subtree will be less than x, and all the elements in the right subtree will be less than, greater than or equal to x. Okay, this is the property of a binary search tree, right? This is the basic property of a binary search tree. Whenever we are like making a binary search tree or like adding elements to a binary search tree, we have to keep a check on this property that all the elements in the left of the root are like smaller than that, and also the left subtree itself is a binary search tree. Similarly, all the elements in the of the root are greater than or equal to the root, and the right subtree itself is a binary search tree. These should be binary search trees also. Okay. इतना समझ आया? Like, do you guys understand this part? Did you guys understand this part? If you did, yes, कुछ भी लिख सकते हो. You can just write yes in the comments. I think आ गया समझ, right? Because yes, yeah, काफी आ गए हैं. Great. So there is a very famous question, or the basic of binary search trees. Check whether a tree is a BST or not. This is the basic question that like you guys have to learn about, and how can we like find whether a tree is a binary search tree or not. Okay, so how do we go about it? The first thing is we have to check whether all the elements in the root, in the left of the root, are smaller than it, and all the elements in the right of the root are like greater, and these should be smaller, right? How can we do that? Like, how can we do that? Can anyone tell me, like, how can we know that all the elements are smaller in the left subtree and all the elements are greater than in the right subtree? We just have to like check two things here, and we can find out whether all the elements are smaller or all the elements are larger. Can anyone like share your thoughts? बताओ, like you can tell anything you want to. It should be informative and like थोड़ा interactive session होना चाहिए. तुम्हें मजा आए पढ़ते टाइम. मैं बोल के तो चला जाऊंगा, like फिर फायदा क्या होगा if you are not understanding what is happening. So think about it, give it a minute, and tell me like how will you check whether the like all the elements are smaller in the left subtree, or like simply if you have an array, think it in this way. How can you tell me that all the elements are smaller in the left than the current element, and all the elements are greater than the current element in the right? Like, what will you be doing to check that? Comparing, like, okay, but like what will you be comparing? If you are going to compare each and every element, it will take a lot of time, no, right? Now you can just do it in a single comparison. Like, you just have to do a single comparison. You don't have to travel the whole, like you will have to travel, but when you are at the root, you just have to check Yeah, we have to compare it with the root, but what you be comparing and from these two subtrees? So I think I should tell you now. So what you will be comparing is the maximum element in the left subtree and the minimum element in the right subtree. Why are we doing this? Think about it. Like if the maximum element in the left subtree is smaller than your root, that means all the elements will be smaller than the root, right? Because you have already calculated the maximum element in the left subtree. Similarly, when you are checking the minimum element in the right subtree, that means you will be having the minimum number which is greater than your root. If that satisfies this condition, that means you are good to go, right? That means we are able to satisfy the property that all the elements in the left are smaller than the root and all the elements in the right are greater than the root or equal to the root, right? Did you get it? Right, yes or no or anything if you like got my point. Great. So almost everyone got the point. I wish we had a poll feature here. I could have just asked for a poll and I could have got the result. So next thing is how will we like how will we do this? So when we are checking for a BST, what we have to do is we have to check three things. We have to check four things. The first one is like the roots value should be greater than the max element in left, right? Second cheese is root element should be less than or equal to minimum element in right, right? Similarly, we should check is BST your left subtree and is BST your right subtree, right? As we discussed, we have to check whether the root is greater than all the elements in the left, is smaller than or equal to all the elements in the right, and we have to also check whether the both the subtrees left and right are individually BST or not, are individually satisfying the binary search tree property or not. So we have to find four things. So the first approach that will come to your mind is we'll just go and find the maximum in the left, we will go and find the minimum in the right, then we will like save the answer to these, we will check with the root, right? We'll just check with the root, then we will call for BST on left and right subtree. At any step if we get false, we'll just return false, and if we don't get false at any step, we'll be moving further and we'll be checking all the conditions, right? Did you get my point? Like the brute force approach or the worst case time complexity approach is this, where we are just checking everything and we will just do a AND operation, and if everything comes out to be true, that means we have our tree as a BST, right? Can you guys like tell me yes or no if you got the brute force approach? Got it. Great. Great. Okay. So there is a problem in this. Like what exactly is the problem? What we are doing is we are asking our recursion to go at each step and find out like the maximum and minimum, right? And we are also asking it to check whether it's a BST or not. So we in the worst case will be doing this at like the n square time complexity. How? Think about it like this. If we have a skewed tree, first what we'll be doing is we will be checking for the maximum element. We'll be going till the end, right? Then we'll come back. Then we'll ask our right subtree to be checked for a BST, right? And in this way, for each element, we will have to do this twice. So when we calculate this, the time complexity comes out to be n square, right? So what one thing which we can do better is like we don't have to travel twice. We can just check is BST and we can also return the minimum and the maximum at the same time. How we'll be doing this? We will make a pair, like we will make our own structure or a class, like in which we'll store int maximum element, int minimum element, right? We'll also have bool is BST, and instead of returning them one alone, we'll just return them as a group. We'll use a structure, we will make a structure or a class, and we will return it in that way. And in this way we will not be traveling twice, right? We just have to like travel once, and this will somehow reduce our time complexity. This the implementation for this is a little complicated. Like you will have to make a structure, you will have to like at each step after you have your answers from the left and the right, what you have to do is, because it's in this way, right? This is your left subtree, for example. Wait. So for example, this is your left subtree, right? And this is your right subtree. So from here you will be getting a minimum, from here you will be getting a maximum, and you have to find the minimum from this and return, right? Similarly, you will be getting a minimum and maximum from here, and you will have to return a maximum. At each step you have to make a new minimum and a maximum variable and return that, right? You have to check that and return that. And also you will be checking is BST by checking whether the minimum element is like smaller than the root and the maximum element from the right is greater than or equal to the root. And you will also have to return that, and you will have to like make a structure of all this and return. So this will take a little bit of more like implementation, but this will reduce your time complexity. Did you get this, like how we will be going about it? Instead of making two other functions, like one for calculating minimum and calculating maximum, we'll just be making a single function, and in which we'll be returning three things using a structure. Did you guys get it? Yeah, this class object will be for every node. Like for every node you will have to return this structure, so that you have like the maximum and minimum from the left and the right, and you can compare the values and you can return your answer. um, Wait, I might be having the implementation with me. I'll search for it and definitely I'll show you guys. So as you can see, this will be our implementation for this. Okay, I'll explain it. What exactly are we doing in it? So we have made a structure, right? We have made a structure called SBST. We have made a structure called SBST return, and in that we have three things. We have maximum, we have minimum, and we have SBST. As I told you guys, right? We have these three things, and what we are doing is we are just like, this is the base case. As you guys must be knowing that we have a base case when we are doing recursion, right? So this is the base case. What happens in a base case is when the root is null, that means the root is null. We will just make our SBST that is true, because when the root is null or when you don't have any value, that means it is a BST, right? जब कुछ भी नहीं है, that means it's a BST. Because if you have nothing, if you have null, that means everything in the right and the left will obviously be there will be nothing, and that means this part is itself a BST, right? And we will make it true. We will make the minimum as the int max. We will make the maximum as the end mint, and we'll return from here. Next, what we'll be doing is we will be calling for left output and right output. We'll be getting a left and right. Then we'll have our minimum and maximum. How are we calculating the minimum and the maximum? We will check minimum of the roots data and minimum of the left output ka minimum and right output ka minimum, because at this point, for this node, we like for this node, if we are returning, we should return the minimum of the whole uh, right left subtree, right? So we will have to check the minimum from the both of the left and the right subtree for this node, and we'll return the minimum of the both, right? And also we'll check if the roots data is minimum or not, and we'll return the minimum. We'll save it in the minimum, and similarly we'll also check for the maximum, and we will have our maximum and minimum. Then in this variable is BST final, we are just checking whether roots data is greater than the left maximum, roots data is less than or equal to right outputs minimum, and your SBST left and SBST right are true or not. The four conditions we talked about. And finally we'll just adding the output to our structure, and we're returning our structure. Did you guys get it now? Like, what I was talking about is this. You can just write yes if you guys got it. Sure, I'll repeat, no problem. Definitely, I'll repeat. Don't worry. Let me just erase this part and I'll repeat it for you guys. So if you guys are following me from the start, when I talked about BST, I told you guys there are four conditions which we have to like check whether the left subtree is maximum is smaller than the roots value, right? The right subtree's minimum is greater than or equal to the roots value, and is BST left and is BST right, right? So in that we had a problem, like we were calculating maximum and minimum separately, and we were calculating SBST and SBST left and right separately, and that was resulting in n square time complexity, right? In this we are just traversing once and we are getting our answers on the way. Exactly. So that's how we are like reducing our time complexity. So what we had is we now have SBST true structure. In this structure we have three things. We have one minimum, one maximum, and one SBST. Okay, the minimum and maximum are both integers, and the SBST is a boolean variable, true or false. Okay, so as you guys must be knowing about recursion, this is the base case for recursion, in which if you have a null, that means you don't have any binary search tree, or it's just an empty binary search tree, then you can just return true for SBST, and you can return the minimum value as int maximum and the maximum values as int minimum. Okay, now next thing what we'll be doing is we'll be checking whether the left output and the right output are like we our left subtree and the right subtree are valid or not. So we are just calling for them, and we are also getting our minimum and maximum values from there on the same call, right? So next thing what we are doing is we are making a SBST final variable boolean, in which we are checking all the four conditions together. We are checking whether the roots data is greater than the left maximum, roots data is smaller than the right minimum, and left output and the right output or RBST or not. And we are just returning that by making a structure again. We are just adding the value to the structure. Do you guys, is it clear now? Great. So I think now we can move forward. So there is a better way to do this problem. Like we have reduced the time complexity from n square to n, because we are just doing one, we are just traversing once and getting all the values. But it is a bit complicated to like make the structure and everything. So there is a better approach to do that, right? So as you can see, if we have a binary search tree, let's make a binary search tree first. Let me clear this, and let's make a binary search tree in which the root is 5, we have 1, then we have 2, then we have 0, here we have 6, here we have 5, here we have 7. Okay, this is the binary search tree. Right, as you can see, if we are starting from the uh, root, what all values can be there in the left subtree? If anyone can like tell me what all values can we have in the left subtree, or what all values can we have in the right subtree? There must be a range, right? There must be a range in which the maximum or the minimum will be there, and in between which all the values can lie in the left and the right subtree, right? Did you like get my point? Are you getting my point? Like, there must be a maximum and a minimum value in between which all the values in the left subtree and the right subtree must lie, right? Then only we can call it a binary search tree. Yeah, so I'm not asking about the values, but you are getting my point, right? You are getting that there will be a range in which the left and the right, like the left subtree's values and the right subtree's value will lie. Exactly. So what exactly will this range be? As we know, the minimum can be anything and the maximum can always be less than 5 in the left subtree, right? So we can take the maximum as 4 and the minimum as minus infinity. Did you get this? Like, we can choose our range because we know that all the elements in the left should be less than 5, but they can be like from they can be till minus infinity if we are assuming all the numbers are there. So it can have values till minus infinity in the left subtree, right? Similarly, for the right subtree, the minimum should be 5 and the maximum should be infinity, right? Anything which is greater than 5 or equal to 5 will satisfy the property in the right subtree, right? Are you getting my point? Say yes or no. If you are getting my point, you can just say yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So you guys are getting it, right? So what we can do is we can modify our function signature in this way. What we'll now be having is bool. Then we have as isBST function. And in this, we'll be having 3 4 things. One is your root. We must need your root. We'll be having your minimum value and we'll be having your maximum value, right? We will just check if the root's value, the current root we have, lies in between these values. If it lies in between the values we are given, the maximum and the minimum values, that means this part satisfies our first condition, that the minimum and maximum, like all the elements should be in the range. What we can do is now we can call for the left subtree and call for the right subtree. We will just check whether the left and the right subtree are binary search trees, and we'll just return true or false according to that. In this way, we don't have to calculate the maximum or the minimum explicitly because we are just taking our ranges, because we already know the maximum value which can be there in the left subtree, and we also know the minimum value which can be there in the right subtree, right? So I will take a example for this. I'll like tell you guys how this will work. Okay, so this should be 9, this can be 7, this can be 11, this can be 6. Okay, left, right, this can be 8. So let's take this as our example. Now we have our binary search tree. As you can see, all the elements in the left are less than the root. Also, it is satisfying the binary search tree property everywhere. So let's take our minimum and maximum here. We'll just calculate min and max for each node. What should be the minimum and maximum range, right? So I'm just writing min and max for each, and we will write the range here. Okay. So as we have started, we can start with minus infinity and plus infinity. We will check whether the root is in this range. Yes, it is in this range. Then we will call for the left. So when we are calling for the left, we will update our maximum, some minimum will remain minus infinity and the maximum will now be 4. Okay, right? Now next thing what we'll be doing is we will be checking whether 3 lies in between this range. Yes, it does. Then we'll call for the left again. We'll update the maximum here also. The maximum should be 2. It is 2 and that's why we can go to the left again. Then this will remain this and the maximum will turn out to be 1 here because it's less than 2. Okay. Now we come back as everything is fine here. We will return, and we'll be returning true for the left and the right subtree, left and the right subtree. Then we go to the right. We check. As we are going to the right, we have to update the minimum as well, right? So the minimum value should be 3, and the maximum can be 4 for this, right? As I told you, when we are traveling in the right subtree, we have to update our minimum. Update minimum, and when we are going in the left, we have to update our maximum. Okay, because we are updating the range in which we have the we can have the values. So we have our answer. As it is in between the range, we can return true from here. So currently we have true from the left subtree, as the whole left subtree is a binary search tree and all the individual left subtrees are binary search trees. We will go to the right and we will update our minimum value to 5 and the maximum will still be plus infinity. Then we can go to the left. In the left, the minimum value should be 5 and the maximum will update to 8 because 9 minus 1 is 8, right? Similarly, when we are going to the left, we will update our value again. The minimum should be 5 and the maximum should be 6. It is in the range. We will return true from here. Then we will go to the right. And in the right, we will update our minimum and maximum again. So our minimum should be, as we are going here, so our minimum should update. No, everything is fine. As we are going to the right, the minimum should update and the minimum should be 7 and the maximum is 8. As it lies in between the range, we will return true from here. We'll return true from here. We'll go to the right, and in the right, as we go to the right, we update the minimum. Minimum would be 9 now, and the maximum would be minus infinity, and this lies in between the range, and we'll return true, and we'll then return also true. In this way, we have checked whether the tree is a BST or not without like extra variables or extra complexity. We are just updating our function signature. We are just adding minimum and maximum value, and we are just using the binary search tree property to do that. Did you guys get it now? Yes. Can write yes if you guys like got the point. This is one of the most basic part of binary search trees. Like you should at least know this if you are like learning binary search trees. Sir, please repeat once again. Okay. So as I told you, the minimum and about the minimum and maximum, right? So when we are going to the right, we will update our minimum. The minimum value should be less, like the minimum value should be equal to the roots value. And when we are going to the left, the maximum value will be updated to the roots value minus 1. Okay. So as we have started from the root, the minimum and maximum are minus infinity and plus infinity respectively. When we are going to the left, we will update our maximum. The maximum will be 4 now because 5 minus 1 is 4 and the minimum will still be minus infinity. Then we are going again to the left and we are updating our maximum again. The maximum will be root minus 1, that is 2, and the minimum will still be minus infinity. And we'll checking whether this root's value lies in between the range. We'll check for greater than equal to, right? So if that is true, we will proceed to the left and we will check again. We have updated our maximum again. The maximum is this roots value minus 1, and we'll return true. From here we'll return true from here, and we go to the right and check again. When we are going to the right, we are updating our minimum. So now the minimum will be equal to the roots value. As I told you here, the maximum should be less than should the maximum of the right subtree should be greater than or equal to the roots value. That's why the we have updated the minimum to the roots value, and as we can see, this also lies in between the range. We will return back true, then we will proceed to the right subtree, and in the right subtree, as we are moving in the right subtree, we will update our minimum. Now the minimum will be 5, and similarly in the like the right subtree, we are going in the left. As we are going in the left, we have to update our maximum. The maximum is 9 minus 1, that is 8. Similarly, when we are going to the left, we have to reduce our maximum, that is 7 minus 1, 6. Similarly, when we are going to the right, we have update our minimum. Minimum is equal to the value of the root, that is 7. And as we can see, everything is in between the range. We'll return true. Then we will go to the right and we will update our minimum again. As it is in the range, we will return true, and we'll return true from here. And that's why this is a BSG. Did you guys get it now? Others, did you get it? Great. So it's clear now. So this is the most basic question. Whenever like anyone asks you what is a BSG, they will definitely ask you like check whether a tree is a BSG or not. Okay. So these are the 3 implementations which you should know. Even if you are like asked in an interview, you should tell all the 3 in this order only. Like you should start with an n square approach, then you should go for the structure one, and then finally you should tell this maximum minimum one, right? You should go in this way whenever you are giving an interview, or whenever you are like teaching someone. If you are teaching your friends, or if you are teaching someone, your juniors or anyone, so you should go in this way. One other thing which is like search in a BSG, which you should know, and it is similar to your binary search, in which we check whether the middle is greater than the is less than the element we have to find, then we will find in the left, and if it is greater, we will find in the right. Similarly, in binary search tree, we will check the x with the roots value. If the x value is smaller, that means it will be there in the left subtree, and if the roots value is greater is smaller than the x, that means it will be in the right subtree. This is similar to binary search. That's why we call this tree as a binary search tree. Okay. So these are the 2 things which are really important. One more thing is when you do in order traversal, in a BSG, then you are given with the sorted array, or you have a sorted order. We can try this. We can just try it on our we can try it on this subtree, on this tree. Let's do it. If you guys don't know about in order traversal, it is left your roots value and right. Okay, so we'll start from here. We'll go to the left, then we'll go to the left, then we'll go to the left, then we'll go to the left. It's null. We'll come back and we will print our roots value. Roots value is 1. We have printed it. Then we'll go to the right. It's null. We will come back. We'll go to the we'll track back, and then we'll return. Then we will print 2. We'll go to the right. That is null. We'll come back. Okay. Then we'll go back to 3. Then we will print 3, and we'll call the right. And in the right, we'll go for left. Left is null. We'll come back and print 4. Then we'll go to the right and come back. We'll not print anything. Then we'll go to the root. And as we have completed everything in the left, we'll go to the root again. We'll print the root's value. We'll go to the right, and in the right, we'll go to the left. Then we'll go to the left, and then we'll also go to the left. After going to the left, we have like reached null. We'll come back. We'll print 6. We'll go to the right. We'll come back. We'll come back to 7. We'll print 7. Then we will go to the right. We'll go to the left. We'll come back. We'll print 8. We'll go to the right. We'll come back. We'll come back again. We'll print 9. We'll go to the right. We'll go to the left. There is null. We'll come back. We'll print 11, and finally we'll go to the right and track back to the root. And as you can see, we have traveled the in order traversal, and we have our answer as a sorted. We have the answer as sorted. Like that means when we are doing in order traversal, we get the output as a sorted array. Thank you, bro. Okay, so this is done, and next thing, what which we have, like the the basics are done for BST. These are the things which you should know. And now what you can do is you can go on lead code. Okay, you can add the tag of binary search tree, and you can start attempting questions first. Like try easy ones will help you in the implementation, then go for medium ones, right? And don't do the hard ones right away. Like wait, just do a few of the medium, and only the easy ones. When you are done with all the DSA topics, then do all the medium and hard questions without seeing the tag. Because when you are like seeing the tag, that will just, like, you are getting a hint that this data structure will be used in this problem, or how you will be proceeding with this problem. So in a real interview or a real test, you are not given with tags. You have to think about the data structure, or you have to think about the algorithm. And in that way, if you don't see the tags, if you don't put tags on your question, that will help you, like, uh, figuring out which data structure is used when, which algorithm is used when you have to use DP, when you have to use greedy, when you have to use binary search. That will help you out in like understanding these things. So sorted array is stored in heap. So as I in a heap, it is not like stored as a sorted array. Heap is like a different topic actually. They'll be like teaching you heap, but I'll just tell you a few properties of heap. So how heap work is, heap is a data structure in which you have a complete binary tree. This is the first property, and the second property is the roots value should be maximum if you are like making a max heap, or minimum if you are making the, if you are making a min heap. It doesn't matter whether all the elements in the right or the left are smaller than or equal to the roots value, but the only property that should satisfy is the roots value should be maximum or minimum, right? If you, and what is a complete binary tree? Complete binary tree is all the nodes are filled sequentially. Like first you fill this, then you fill this, then you fill this, then you fill this, then you fill this. ऐसे करके you fill everything sequentially, and that's how you have a complete binary tree. And why we are doing this? Because it is easy to find the children of a node. Like this, if we are doing it like this, then I is, if I is a, like the root, if I is the parent, then the, like its left child will be 2 into I, and its right child will be 2 into I plus 1. That's how we find out the, like, left and right child of element in a heap. There is a topic in this DSA carnival, so someone will be definitely taking it up. This was just an introduction to heaps, and you will be learning about it soon. Okay, DSA strong करें और DS implementation करना चाहिए और direct competitive programming. यार, in my opinion, you should start competitive programming only after like you have learned about basic data structures. Like you have studied a bit of dynamic programming, you have completed all the basic data structures like stacks, queues, trees, graphs. Matlab, you have a basic idea of all these things, like how these are implemented and how to proceed with the problem if you are given with a stack, or if you are given with a tree, or if you are given with a graph. So if you know a basic about all these things, then you can like jump to competitive programming, because you will need to have idea about everything, not everything but basic data structures, so that you can like solve the problem. and you can learn on the go. Like you don't have to learn about try to start competitive programming, or you don't have to learn about bit to start competitive programming, or Fenwick trees or segment trees. You can learn them on the go. When you get a question related to them in a competitive contest, you can just learn about this and implement this, and you are good to go. Okay, so you guys can ask any question if you want to. The topic is the basics of the topic is covered from my side. You can just go to the lead code and like try some questions, and you will be like good to go. Welcome. So we can just solve some doubts. If you have any doubts, like you want to ask any questions or anything, you can ask. सर बेसिक ट्री स्टैक यूज कैसे करें? यार यहाँ पे भी क्लासेस तो ले ही रहे हैं सब लोग, सो यू कैन लर्न फ्रॉम दिस, और लाइक जस्ट गूगल इट आउट, लाइक गूगल कर लो, जीएफजी से पढ़ सकते हो, यू कैन वॉच वीडियोज ऑन यूट्यूब, उससे हो जाएगा. बाकी जीएफजी एंड यूट्यूब इज सफिशिएंट इफ यू आर लाइक लुकिंग फॉर फ्री रिसोर्सेज. एंड मैंने एक पूरी प्लेलिस्ट बना रखी है यार, प्लेसमेंट प्रिपरेशन गाइड करके, इन विच आई हैव शेयर्ड ऑल द फ्री रिसोर्सेज विच यू कैन लाइक check out for DSA, your languages, your like I have shared my notes of OSD, BMS and everything else, and like I have told you guys how you can use lead code properly. There are some tips and tricks regarding lead code. You can definitely check that out. Should I complete all HackerRank problems or go with CodeChef? Actually no, like a platform really doesn't matter. You just need to have those problem solving abilities. You should be able to solve problems. That is more important than like completing all the problems on a particular website. If you are good, if you are able to solve graph questions on, or like graph questions on HackerRank, you can shift to CodeChef now, because I think you have done pretty much everything about graphs. माइक्रोसॉफ्ट में ज्यादा कौन सा टॉपिक पूछते हैं यार? ऐसा कुछ वो नहीं होता, बेसिक डेटा स्ट्रक्चर से पूछते हैं. ऐसे तुमसे फेनविक ट्रीज या फिर बाइनरी इंडेक्स ट्रीज ये सब नहीं पूछेंगे, बेसिक डेटा स्ट्रक्चर वगैरह पूछेंगे. फिर डीएसए से बुक से पढ़ना चाहिए या कोई कोर्स परचेज करना चाहिए? यार फ्री ट्राई कर सकते हो तुम. अगर फ्री में तुम्हें मोटिवेशन नहीं मिलती, यू कैन डेफिनेटली बाय अ कोर्स इफ दैट इज व्हाट यू वांट, बट डेफिनेटली ट्राई लाइक लर्निंग फ्री, क्योंकि सब कुछ अवेलेबल है ऑनलाइन, ऐसी कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. Should I complete all HackerRank questions? हो गया. Which is the best book? Corman है बेस्ट बुक जो यूज करते हैं सब, वो यूज कर सकते हो. इसके बाद सर will this problem use tree structure? Which problem bro? Yeah, please once repeat heaps basics. So yeah, there will be a class on heaps basics I think, so don't worry about it. Baki you can just watch the stream again and it will be clear. Input 5 1 2 3 4 given a binary search tree for each test case, print the height of the binary search tree after every insertion and separated by new line. How to get Microsoft Cloud? यार इसका आइडिया नहीं है. Solve easy question or record, but I stuck on medium ones. I think you should give around 30 minutes to 1 hour to a question. Think about it. If you are able to like solve that problem, then great. Okay, Sarika, you can take it over now, I think.
Much, sir. Now it's time to declare yesterday's quiz winner, that is Mohit Bhandari from Indraprasth Engineering College. And the quiz link had been uploaded in the chat box, and the winner of quiz will receive t-shirt from Prep Bites. Now I would like to thank each and everyone for making this session interactive and successful. I would like to thank Nishant sir. We are much obliged for your time today, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for this wonderful session. Thank you, Nishant sir.
Thank you so much for inviting me to your session, guys. It was amazing.
Thank you, sir.